Welcome. My name is Mariano Bina Ayala, President and CEO of the Brownsville Convention and Visitors Bureau. Today is a very exciting day because we're here at the Brownsville Historic Association with Executive Director Priscilla Rodriguez. Priscilla, tell us about how you wound up here in Brownsville, first of all.
How did I wind up in Brownsville? I was the curator of the International Museum of Art and Science in McAllen, and the previous executive director here resigned, or she retired, and so several people called me and said, you know, there's an executive director position in Brownsville, do you want to take it? And it was a really tough decision for me because I had a really nice job in McAllen, and I was living in McAllen, so I really had to think about it, but I decided when I came to visit the downtown that it had a lot of potential, and so I decided to commute and took the job.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for accepting the job because you have worked and changed the Brownsville Historic Association. I'm here in this building. I've been here in the 60s, and it's a dramatic change for the best. So please tell us what's in the Brownsville Historic Association. Okay. What do you have here?
We were founded in 1947. And then we were homeless that time. We had the first museum at Fort Brown. And then in 1960, we started the Stillman House. And then slowly we started adding to it. In 2002, we opened the Brownsville Heritage Museum. And then in 2007, we opened the Old City Cemetery Center. And then after that, we acquired Market Square, and we have all our collections there, and it's called Market Square Research Center. And then last year we acquired the Alonso building. So the Brownsville Historical Association is an umbrella organization for a lot of the city's historic sites.
Okay, let's start with the Stillman House. Can you please tell our viewers what the Stillman House is and who they are?
It is the home of the founder of Brownsville. It is the only house museum in the Rio Grande Valley that's still in its original site. So when people go in there, it's not your traditional museum. Really, you're stepping into what some of the furnishings would have been like when Brownsville was founded.
Now, Mr. Stillman, he's the founder of Brownsville. When did he find Brownsville? When did he name it Brownsville, and how did it become Brownsville?
Well, he named it for Jacob Brown when he fell. So actually, the time period of when Brownsville was founded is in dispute, so some historians will tell you it was founded on another date, and others will tell you some other date, and it went through a whole legal battle, actually, over the property, and so I think that question alone would require a whole show on its own, because it really gets interesting into who owned the property and who had rights to the property, and you know, there were some people that claimed that Charles Stillman, you know, stole the property. So,
who knows? Well, the main street for Brownsville is Elizabeth Street. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about the naming of the streets?
He named that for his wife, Elizabeth, and Charles was actually named for him. But when they did the sign, they got it backwards. So instead of being Charles Street, they printed it as St. Charles. So that is how we got St. Charles Street.
Oh.
So a lot of people don't actually know. There is no St. Charles that I'm aware of, but that's where it started from.
Well, thank you for clarifying that. I always wondered about that because I've been on St. Charles Street most of my life. Right. And tell us about the other parts of the Historic Association.
Okay, well, the Old City Cemetery Center interprets the historic city cemetery that is now on the National Register of Historic Places. It is a free little center right next to the police department, so if you don't know to look for it, you'll probably miss it. But it's a really cute little building, and in there we house a permanent exhibit about the history of the cemetery, but we also house the city's genealogical collection that used to be in the Escandon room at the public library. So now people can go to the cemetery center, they can do research on their family tree. We have computers in there with Ancestry.com, so it's a really great educational tool for people that want to study their family history.
That is super. I mean, that's very, very important to know if we want to know our family history. I appreciate that. What else is part of the Historic Association?
Well, here we're in the Heritage Museum, and when we first opened in 2002, I don't know if you remember, there was just kind of white panels with a lot of photographs. Mm-hmm. So we underwent a major renovation that took about 2 years, and we made all the exhibits more interactive and a little bit more visual, something for everyone. So you don't have just the photographs now, you have a lot of interactive exhibits. And for example, here we are in the Chriselle Saloon. So it is, we wanted to kind of give the museum a feel of downtown, use a lot of the architectural elements that you would find in downtown. And downtown, so much of downtown's history was about saloons. Yes. So much took place in there, you know, political parties gathered there. There were a lot of politics that went on there, and so we thought it was important to have a saloon. So you will find the Chriselle Saloon inside the Brownsville Heritage Museum with our permanent bartender and bar patron.
About a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, you all also had something from a pope or a priest, a beautiful exhibit, some kind of a silver exhibit?
Yes, that came from a private Mexican family collection. It was Colonial Silver. And as part of that agreement, when we did our new vaults at Market Square, the agreement would be that we would get to house these important collections in Brownsville. And in exchange, we would get to offer them to the public, and the public would get to see stuff that they might normally not ever see in the Valley free of charge.
And I was here, and I had never seen something like that. And I'm glad you mentioned Market Square. Now, what is it that you all have at Market Square? Because that was a famous city block.
Okay. Well, part of the Market Square project is a multi-year project, and we've only done phase one. And phase one was the Market Square Research Center. Here, we're landlocked in downtown. We needed storage for all our collections and artifacts. So when we redid that part of Market Square, we moved all our collections in there. And before passing, Mr. Ben Edelstein donated his collection of Western paintings and bronzes. So if you go to Market Square, you will get to see this gorgeous collection that he donated to the city, and it's on display at Market Square. But the eventual plan would be to bring back the old market in the downtown of Market Square. And that has been preliminarily funded, so we're going to start on that at the end of this year, once bus moves out of the building.
And what do you mean by bus? Because some of our viewers might not understand what you mean by bus.
Brownsville Urban System. They're at Market Square currently, and when they go to their new facility, that's where we will start working on the market.
It's going to free up a lot of space for y'all, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is there what are your hours? When can people come around and see these lovely historical places?
We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then during the fall and winter, we are also open Sundays from 1 to 5. So during the summer, because it slows down here, we close on Sundays, but we will reopen back in the fall on Sundays.
Do you have a fee or at any of these locations?
The Old City Cemetery Center is free all the time, and Market Square is also free, but you have to make an appointment because it's for research purposes. So because all our artifacts are there, people need to make an appointment.
Can you please repeat what you just said?
Make an appointment if you want to go to Market Square.
There you go.
And as far as here, our members always get in free. So if you're a member of the Brownsville Historical Association, it's free admission all year. And if you're not, it's $5 for an adult, $4 if you're a senior, $2 if you're a student, and under 6 is free.
What's a senior? What age?
60 and over.
60 and over. And what does it, how can I become a member of the association?
We have brochures at the front desk, and you just cut us a check, and you'll be a member for a year.
Is there a minimum?
Actually, students are $5 a year. Individual is $30 a year.
Okay.
For a couple, it's $40 a year. And for a family of 4, it's $60 a year. So for $60, you get free admission for a whole year, and you get 10% off in our fabulous museum store gift shop for the entire year. So you just have to show your card, and you can get discount on books and everything that we carry.
Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers about this fantastic Brownsville Historical Association?
Yes, I would invite them to come look at our newest exhibit that was unveiled in November of 2010, and it's about the Mexican Revolution and early 20th century border conflict. And it houses one of our biggest items that has been donated to us, which is an early 19th century MAN automobile. So it's a huge bus, and if you haven't seen it, you should come down and see it.
Well, I'm going to extend you an offer and see if you'd like to accept it. If you would give us a banner and some video, we would place it on the Brownsville Convention and Visitors Bureau website, so that way anybody that comes to our website can come directly to your webpage also.
Okay.
because I think you have a fantastic, beautiful, beautiful association. I think it's deserving to be well known, not only here in the Valley, but internationally. I think you've done a great job. People can learn a lot. There's so much history in the city of Brownsville, and I want to thank you for giving us your valuable time and sharing some information about the Brownsville Historic Association.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Brownsville Historic Association, what a place, full of historic artifacts. You should bring your families. The children will learn so much. And thank you for viewing Welcome to Brownsville. My name is Mariano Binayala. Thank you and have a great day.